In class, the teacher was lecturing, and the girl was feeling sleepy. She glanced up at the boy she liked, then picked up her pen and began doodling on the illustrations in her textbook. Suddenly, the sound of birds chirping came from outside the window. She turned to look and saw pairs of birds and butterflies dancing gracefully. Coming back to her senses, she drew a white butterfly on her textbook. A wave of sleepiness hit her, and she yawned. In a daze, she found herself transformed into the ancient maiden from the textbook. A butterfly fluttered around her, catching her attention. She followed it and appeared in a series of colorful screens, holding a fan and moving through them in different poses. Guided by the butterfly, the girl arrived at a bridge, with rolling hills forming a beautiful landscape of the Jiangnan region. Lost in the scenery, she didn't notice her red ribbon being lifted by the butterfly and entwined with another ribbon. She was pulled backward and collided back to back with a scholar. They turned to look at each other, then quickly separated, with mixed feelings of joy and shyness. The scholar didn't know how to greet the young girl, and she hid her blushing face behind her fan. Just then, a butterfly landed on a boat pavilion on the lake. The scholar, struck by inspiration, gestured urgently and invited the girl to join him for a boat ride. Together, they rowed on the lake, with the girl navigating through the swaying lotus flowers. She lay on the bow of the boat, watching the mandarin ducks and carp in the water, feeling a shy affection rising in her heart. The scholar leaned over, making the girl blush. She raised her fan to cover her face, but he gently took her wrist instead. Startled, the girl fell into the water. In reality, she was jolted awake by a cup of water that had tipped over on her desk. She looked up to see the teacher at the podium transformed into a monk chanting Buddhist scriptures. She lifted the cup and then fell back asleep. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself back in the dream. But before she could feel relieved, a giant crab with glasses appeared and launched a fierce attack with its claws. Just as she felt utterly hopeless, the scholar showed up. He used himself as bait to lure the crab, then wrapped it with ropes. But at the last moment, the crab pinned him down, immobilizing him. The girl rushed over, picked up a fallen rope, and tied the crab tightly, securing it. The crisis was averted. Having faced life and death together, their hands finally met. Butterflies guided them to a hexagonal pavilion in the middle of the lake, where they sat and enjoyed the rare beauty. Two butterflies flew through a tree filled with red silk ribbons of fate, landed on the scholar's paper fan, and revealed lines of text, the poem Guanju. The teacher shouted, and the boy, holding his book, quietly walked toward the door. As he opened it, he looked back, and their eyes met. They recognized each other instantly. The boy fled, leaving the two butterflies entwined in the air.